Where did he find a staple gun?
What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we are back from Gamescom, but that does not mean that the Need for Speed Payback coverage is going to stop. There's a lot more to share with you guys, and today we're going to go ahead and talk about cops. So luckily enough, the guys over at Ghost actually sent me some bait crate footage. This was the exact same bait crate we did whilst we were actually over at Gamescom, and I'm just going to go ahead, talk about it, give my thoughts and opinions, and hopefully share a few things with you guys which you didn't know previously, and hopefully give you guys an insight about how the police are in Need for Speed Payback, because they are greatly improved. You can just tell they're not brain dead anymore like they were in 2015. There's just a whole bunch of things which they've changed, and it just becomes ever more apparent, you know, when you start playing the game. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about this bait crate. Now, I'm not going to go specifically talk about it in this video because I have done that with other videos. So if you do want to see, you know, what bait crate is really about, I'll link a playlist down below to all my other Need for Speed Payback videos. You can go ahead and look down there. But today, I'm kind of going to go talk more about my experience with the police, how they move to box you in, you know, the AI as a whole, those types of things. So without further ado, let's go ahead, get straight into the video. So as I said a minute ago, they're greatly improved. Everything from like the cop chatter on the game audio, you know, they'll start giving call outs now. Like back in Most Wanted, they used to say, oh, we need to box you in, you know, they'll say on the police radio. Well, that's the same this time round. On the radio, they'll go, we need to box him in, boys, and you'll hear that, and then you can obviously, you know, judge accordingly, which I think is really, really cool. They'll do certain maneuvers to try get you in, like for example, if there's around 4 of them, they'll try box you in into like a little box. Pretty cool. As a whole, they really do kind of like, they have a bigger strategy to them. It's not like before in 2015 where they just kind of follow you and just ram you. There's a bit more kind of strategy to it now, and it's definitely going to make some interesting gameplay moments. Now, as you can see above the police cars, they do have health bars. So how that pretty much works is the more you ram them, the more they get kind of damaged, and then obviously because Need for Speed Payback uses the environment as actual like damage options. So say you ram a police car into a pole, like say in the old Need for Speed games, it wouldn't actually do any damage to the police car, but this time around, if you do ram a police car into a pole, that pole will do damage, and like it would in real life. Like if a police car crashed into a pole in real life, they're probably gonna die. The same in Need for Speed Payback. If you know, you ram them into an oncoming car, they're gonna get taken out. If you ram them into a pole, they're gonna get taken out. And then obviously you can do the old-fashioned thing of just keep ramming them, and eventually that'll get their health bar down, and then they'll just die. There is certain situations where it's really hard to get the police off you. For example, say they kind of block off the road and you have no other option but to go off-road. If they do that and they box you in, you are completely screwed. If for some reason you can't take a right turn and you need to take a left turn to go off-road, maybe they put a roadblock there, some spike strips, and you need to go round, and you go left into the off-road section and you're not in an off-road car, there's no turning back after that, really, unless you get really lucky and you're really skillful. Like, it's not impossible to get out of those situations, but it's one of those things, it's definitely going to take some type of skill, and they're really going to try to ram you off the road and take you down, unlike the last game. Now, when I was actually playing this at Gamescom, I didn't actually get busted once, but that's because, like, I like to think I'm quite good at the game. There was definitely scenarios where I was really close, like, for example, when I went off-road sometimes, I would have that issue where they would kind of box me in, and then I'd have to find an extra way out. I'd find a different opening. And, you know, there's definitely scenarios where they're going to catch you off guard. And then obviously you have different, you know, levels of police. So you have the bottom end Crown Vics, then you have, you know, your Chargers, and then you have your Corvettes. How the bait crates work is when you initiate a bait crate, it will already have like a specific cop level like assigned to it. So say with this one, this was Chargers, that means that for the whole pursuit will be Chargers, and then etc, etc. This kind of means, you know, like obviously you don't know which one it is when you press on the bait crate, so it kind of adds like a level of randomness to it, and like, you know, risk versus reward. If you click on this bait crate and it turns out to be Corvette Police, but you're in like a lower end car, well, you're not screwed, but you're not going to have the best of chances. Now, obviously, these are like early builds and stuff, so things can change from now to release. But overall, I think the police are really, really good. It's nice to see a strong return to police in this game. Yeah, there's nothing else to really say other than they're just really good, a lot better than the other games. I know with Most Wanted and stuff, sometimes the police will be a bit brain dead. Like in Most Wanted 2005, like especially like in the earlier heat levels, the police wouldn't really do much. The only reason police were really hard in that game was because in numbers they were menacing. But the thing is with the police in Payback, 1 or 2 cops can really put an end to your day if they're like really going for it. You know, in numbers, it's going to be completely insane. They're going to block you in and they're going to completely screw you over. But that's not really the point. Like, you don't need to have 6,000 police behind you for them to bust you. And I think that's the really interesting thing, is we haven't had police like that in a very long time. I think the last time I can remember something like that probably would have been Midnight Club LA. So it's really interesting to see how the police are going to work in like strong numbers, because obviously when I was playing there was only max 4. So, you know, when there's actually like a ton of them behind you in a huge pursuit with Corvettes, that's going to be a completely different level to what you're seeing now. I really can't wait for you guys to get your hands on this. It's really that good. They've improved it so much. I feel like I'm just rambling at this point. If you do have any questions about the police, make sure to go ahead and put them down in the comment section down below, and I'll see if I can answer them for you. But that's been it from me today. That's the police in Need for Speed Payback. I do hope you enjoyed this video. There's a lot more to come, so make sure to go ahead and keep your eye on the channel for more Need for Speed Payback in the future. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to go ahead and hit the like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have an awesome, stay safe, and peace.